This episode is brought to you by Tabletop Dominion. If the antics of the circus have given you the desire to roll some dice of your own, head to tabletopdominion.com and use the code DESIRE10. When we're knocking, well, I know I'm gonna be the one who's knocking on for you. And when we're talking, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who tries to convince you. When we haggle, well, I know I'm gonna be the one who's haggling with you. And when you anger, well, you know we're gonna be the ones who cause the rage in you. And we would ride 500 miles, and we would ride 500 more, just to be the ones who rode 1,000 miles to linger at your door. The armor now delivered, we have cause to be suspicious. What's going on? A sacrifice or dark arcane traditions? A stealthy investigation is required.
Is it worth me sort of leading the charge?
Probably not you, Krill, in Dice and Desire.
I'll try the door, just see if I can open it. Just not lockpicking yet.
You click on the latch and it's unlocked.
Okay, yeah, I'll just open the door then.
Okay. If you're stealthing, then I'd like a stealth roll from both you and Dweezil, if the plan is for the pair of you to be creeping through.
Yeah.
Is that me, Dweezil, and Greg, yeah?
Greg's staying here, isn't he, in this room?
Yeah, Greg is staying.
You're gonna
sorry,
stay,
I said the
Greg.
pair
I'm
and
not-
Dweezil.
So yeah, just dabble for Dweezil at the moment if the plan is for the other three to stay in that room.
That is 23.
Yeah, Dweezil dropped his drum.
Okay, what I'll say is Dweezil's roll is pretty poor, but combined with Dabov's, it's just enough to sort of get you through the door. There's maybe a little bit of noise which sort of echoes around, but not like anything big and clanking. So you can now move forward. Presumably you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you move to there. So as you walk in, you see to the left of you, you see like a statue of a fairly regal-looking gentleman, and then you see this hallway with all this light. So what I'll do is, seeing as it's lit and we don't need to worry about dark vision, I will just So you can now see this corridor. There's a large door to the bottom, to the left. To the right of you as you stand. There's another door further up on the right, and then to the left you see two other doors. Actually, to lie, you see three. You see three other doors on the left.
Cool. Do any of the doors look open?
They all appear to be shut.
I guess, do we, investigate this whole corridor before we go opening any doors?
I think nothing scary about a big, massive corridor.
Okay, I'm going to make my way, I don't know, maybe halfway down, sort of checking for traps and things and trying to be a bit stealthy while I'm on the way down.
Okay, so I'm gonna need, if it's just you on your own, I'm gonna need another stealth just as you're walking up the corridor.
I think it's better if Dabov does this while Dweezil just keeps an eye.
Yeah, I'm not going to go out of sight or anything.
No.
You can have a bit of a sort of like some sort of, to use the phrase that came up in the podcast recently, a conga line. So you can sort of like lead the information down. So yeah.
24.
24. Yeah, that's absolutely perfectly fine. You make your way up there. You obviously are aware that Amarath is somewhere in this building. Right this second, you certainly haven't got his attention, or certainly that you're aware of.
Can I hear anything through like any of the doors that I've passed?
No, very, very quiet. All is very, very quiet right now in the house.
Okay. I'll make my way to is this door like at the end of the corridor? Is that just an open hallway, or is that another door on the right or south?
This here?
No, where I'm stood now. to the south of it.
Yeah.
Is that a door or is that an opening?
No, so that opens up. So the hallway. So if you've walked up to there, yeah.
Well, yeah. Am I stood right on the corner here, where I am now?
Yeah. So what I'll show you now.
If I could peer around the corner as stealthily as possible, just to get a bit more of a view as to what's around that corner.
Oh,
I don't know if you can see, but there's a large. I don't know if I've opened it up or not, but you can see that as you get there, the hallway opens up a little bit wider, and to the sort of to your right, it sort of it not curves, it sort of like angles off,
Like a
and then you get
lay-by, it almost looks like.
Well, there's actually, I don't know if I've opened it up or not, but there is actually another large set of double doors there. So maybe I've not opened it up enough.
Okay. I will give the all clear to
Is that
Dweezil.
better?
Yes. So that's the doors there, yeah.
So that's a double door there, and then obviously to the like directly opposite, you can see a small single door.
Cool. I will give the all clear that I've kind of checked this whole corridor without opening any doors to Dweezil and kind of.
right. So Dweezil is just going to kind of point left and right at the doors that he can see, and raise both hands to Dabov as if to say, "Which one shall we try?"
I'm almost wondering if we do these. I'm going to just use message cantrip to just communicate directly with Dweezil without actually saying anything out loud.
Remind me, can Dweezil reply?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think technically you have to whisper. So it'll
Yes,
be like,
that's right. Yeah.
So if I'm like whispering, I'm
Yeah,
not sure if I
that's
have
that.
to whisper. I think he has to whisper to reply.
You point a finger towards a creature and whisper a message. So both of you are whispering.
Cool. But it's as if we're kind of stood next to each other, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm going to say to Dweezil, do we want to try these double doors that I've just come to because they seem to lead back to the entrance, and then we can kind of tick off that as a sort of area before we investigate further in?
My only concern is that if we open doors that are so far away from the others, if we run into trouble, we're putting ourselves at tremendous risk.
That's a fair point. Then shall we just open the doors closest to where you are?
I think that's probably where I'm thinking. Now, based on my perception of where we are in relation to where we were, Nate, would I have a sense of that as I face towards Dabov, that the doors on my right, it's towards like the main entrance where we were talking to Amrath.
Where you are right now?
Yeah, so as I look at Dabov and I've got the doors on my right and the doors on my left,
Yeah.
are the doors on my right going, because that obviously on our map they are facing the same direction as the front door of the lodge. Is that correct? Because
you would give me a perception.
23.
Yeah, give me a perception. 23. You would certainly, you would have got your bearings well enough to know that those doors are not directly by the front door, but they are facing the same direction. So you sort of, to summarize, you sort of know your north, south, east, and west of it, so to speak.
I would suggest that these doors to my right, Dabov, are possibly where Amrath is.
Okay. I'll sneak back to Dweezil.
And therefore it might be a good idea for us to check these doors on the left first. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, we've got to pick something, and that's as good a reason as I can think of.
Yeah.
I'll
whisper back to Krill. We're going to check. There's a lot of doors. We're just going to check a couple of doors.
Do you want me to come out with you?
No, just wait there for a moment.
Okay. Should we have a secret word if you require assistance?
Okay. If we require assistance, I will shout, "Fight!"
Yeah. Okay. That'll work. That works. Yes. If you require it, and then we come in all guns blazing. I don't know what a gun is, but all blazing.
Yeah, all blazing.
All blazing.
420.
Can I see anything on this door, like a keyhole that I could peer through? Like, what's this door look like?
This is a fairly standard internal wooden door. Again, same sort of latch that you saw earlier. There's no key on this one though.
What's the gap under the door like?
Probably about about half an inch.
Okie dokie. I think my thieves' kit has a mirror on a stick.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain they do. Let me just check.
Classic mirror on the stick gag. Here we go.
I think that's one of the things listed in a thieves' kit. I think. Thieves' tools, sorry.
For upskirting.
A small mirror mounted on a metal handle. So I'm thinking like dentist's mirror type size. Can I sort of put that under the door, see if I can kind of angle it to see much into the room?
So you do that, and you can't. Hang on a second. How would dark vision work with a mirror? Presumably the same.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Because it's refracted light. You'd be able to.
Yeah, mirrors just reflect everything that I'd have been able to see with my naked eye.
You'd be able to see the mirror, but
I suppose dark vision just picks up on low levels of light. So if there's low levels of light being reflected, it'd be exactly the same as if I was looking.
Yeah,
because there's nothing. I mean, talking about dark vision anyway. I mean, there's no level of light where it says, "Oh, you can't see if it's pitch black." Like it's for all intents and purposes, you can see in absolute, pretty much darkest it can possibly be. So what I'm going to say is, for the purposes of getting on with this, you put it under there. You are able to see the reflection. It's a very, very, very dark room. You can, as you're sort of angling it, presumably obviously as you initially put it under, all you can see is a ceiling, but presumably are you sort of angling it around the room to see what's going on?
Yeah, I'm just sort of having a bit of a nose round, just to see if there's anyone in there. I'm not looking for the room specifically, just signs of life.
Yeah, you managed to do so, and you can tell that this appears to be a bedroom, very much like the first room you were in. If not more so, this room is in an awful state. Again, seems fairly untouched. The beds are falling apart. In fact, there's only one bed that has a mattress on it.
I think I get the feeling that maybe this whole side. So if we just quickly mirror the other doors on this side, Dabov. And then I think we like I was saying before. I think that whatever's happening is probably happening to our right.
Hang on.
Cool.
Let me just, seeing as you've done that, I'll give you a sense of what you saw in that room. You saw a couple of windows, but they were seemingly barred. That's what you... Can you see that now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to move things along quickly. Onto the next door, mirror underneath it. Same again. Just what's the room like?
Okay. You do the same, basically same situation. Ever so slightly better condition, though. This one at least looks like someone has been staying in it. In the bed to the, as you're looking, the bed to the right appears to be, if not well made, but certainly not occupied, but used more regularly.
Okay, and then the final door on that side of the corridor.
Okay.
I don't see any people in any of the ones I've seen so far, have I? Just signs of
no,
there's there.
Yeah, that first one seems like no one's been in there. The second one at least seems like someone has been in there. And then with this one, you look in, and what you see is a fairly sort of empty room. Again, it looks a little bit more, a bit more sort of armory. I mean, what you're aware of this place being is a hunting place, and obviously this was the place of the hunt lords. So it's unsurprising that there would be rooms dedicated to weapons and weaponry. You can see a set of stairs that lead up to sort of like a I don't know what it's called, a pew. No, what's the thing that you get at the front of pulpit? That's it. Again, don't know what that's for. Possibly they were used for rousing speeches or something. I don't know. But yeah, you can see a few javelins in here, and that's about it.
Based on the map, is it right to say that this is a very scruffy looking building? There's like a lot of rubble on the floor.
Yeah, this, like I say, this is. I mean, on your approach to the entire building, you could tell from the outside that whilst it wasn't falling apart, it was very unkempt. Like there was a lot of like moss and stuff and ivy on the outside. A few sort of, the walls had been chipped and damaged, but not necessarily falling in. So it's not necessarily a surprise that on the inside there's just lots of rubble and crap, and it's very
It's
much
a shithole.
Yeah. I think it'd be tough for an estate agent to truly sell this one as being cozy.
Nice. A workman's dream.
In
Yeah.
need of renovation.
Yeah.
It's a fixer-upper.
Modernisation.
In need of modernisation, yeah. I'm going to make my way back to Dweezil and just say I've checked them all out. They're all dead ends by the looks of
They're all
it. There's no further
shitholes.
places to go if we go into them.
Should we do the same routine over this side and see if it's not more of the same in these smaller doors before if we're going to barge through some double doors, I suggest we barge through double doors.
Cool.
So double doors suggest story progression to me.
Yeah, so do you want me to start with this door immediately to our right and then work my way down the corridor again?
Yeah, we'll just do, there's only two single
Oh.
doors on this side.
There's
I'm
one at
not
the end
telling
of the
you what to
corridor
do.
as well.
Would you have not done this one on the way back?
Yeah, I can do actually. I mean, is there one
It's up to
here
you.
as well
It's-
at the end of the corridor?
No, that's a bar. So that's
That's a
a
window.
window which has been again barred, and you can see now a bit closer. If you give me a perception roll.
18 plus whatever my perception is.
Yeah, I mean, not only is it closed
plus
up,
5.
you can.
So yeah.
Yeah, so not only can you tell that it's been closed up, but you can tell that this has been sort of like nailed shut. Like this is
Like
well and truly
reinforced.
like yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So this room, you do the old mirror trick. What you see from here is essentially a kitchen.
Okay. Is that
With,
doors on all three sides as well?
Yeah, so it's a kitchen. So there's a door on all three sides of the room. Well, 4, including the one you're in. You can't really see anything in much detail. There's a huge table in the center of the room, which is obscuring your view. Although there's obviously a gap underneath it, so you can see the door directly opposite where you are right now, and you can see the doors on either side. You can see over a complete opposite to where you are, to sort of like to the right. There is like a fire pit where presumably they'd be doing some cooking.
Cool. And then the final
Fireplace. Fireplace. Sorry, I should say, not fire pit. Final door. As you get down on your knees to look at this, the first thing you notice is that there appears to be light coming from this room compared to the other rooms, which is the other rooms are all in darkness, so to speak.
As I noticed that, is there any what's on the actual door itself? Which way does the door open? Where are the hinges?
The doors here would open inwards into the room.
Is there like a handle or like a?
All the doors have the same sort of latch thing that you would normally.
Is there anything I could jam the immovable rod through, like a hook or like the latch?
Yes, you've got like a little handle, and then you've got like the little
The
button
thing.
or lever thumb thing that you would have.
Okay.
So you could theoretically get it through the two.
to stop them from opening the door towards them, so they kind of.
Yep.
I'm going to do that before I mirror under the door, just in case.
Okie dokie. So you go back down on your knees to do it. First thing I would like is a stealth roll from you, please.
Stealth roll. That is a unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. So with the additional sort of caution that you've been showing, you managed to get your mirror under there a bit slower, maybe a bit gentler. And what you essentially see is a much, much larger room than you've been seeing thus far. How far can you see? 60 foot, but it's light anyway, isn't it? So that's not a problem. So ignore me. You managed to see that. What you see is like a dining room. You see in the center of the room there is a large dining table with 6 seats sat around it. The wall is on the wall. You can see a deer head, which is looking very tattered and rotten at this point. Again, like all the other rooms, this room is in completely. It's not maybe in quite as bad a condition as the other rooms, but it's definitely dusty and cobwebby. That sort of like unkempt and unclean look about it. There's again another fireplace in here. There's a bear rug close to you on your side of the room, and then what you can see right at the very other end of the room is you can't really make out the details. You can see a dwarf at the complete other end of the room.
Cool. I will report that back to Dweezil and suggest maybe we discuss with the rest of the group what our plans are, because we found signs of life.
Yeah, I think it's we need to be we need to impress upon the others the need to be quiet.
Sorry, a little bit of extra detail to you as well. The dwarf that you see at the foot of the room or the bottom of the room is looking into. There's doors in front of them, and they're looking into the room that is there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll relay that to the group. Maybe suggest to Dweezil we go back into the room we started in, just so that we're far enough away that we can have an actual conversation without whispering.
Yeah. Let's retreat into the abandoned armory. And just feed all of that back to everybody.
Yeah, the whole house looks pretty much empty apart from this one guy. And if there is anyone else, he's looking through a doorway at them. So I don't think we're going to be taking on an army.
Do you think that was definitely him, Dabov?
It was a dwarf, wasn't it?
Mm.
And then we met a dwarf before. So I'd say I'm not 100% sure, but it's another dwarf. And I haven't seen any other signs of life or heard anything. So
did you check the large double door at the other end to see what you could see under that one?
I did not, because we assumed that would be the main event. But I can go and check if people want me to.
I feel that's probably worthwhile in case there is any other one in case there's any other people in that room. And then
Is
we
everyone
won't be
happy with
caught
me
off
doing
guard.
So I can do that on my own.
I'm just struggling to think of what our end game is. Like, do we just go in? Like, we don't really care what this person thinks of us, do we?
Well, the point is, we don't really have any reason to be in this house at the moment. Like, he doesn't seem to be doing anything untowards.
No,
Yeah,
at the
it doesn't
moment.
even seem suspicious.
Well, we got suspicious vibes from him, didn't we? And we know he's linked to whatever's plaguing the town.
Do we
We
don't?
just want
We don't know he's
information.
linked to it.
I thought it was like the hunt, something hunt.
That's
The
just
hunt
what we've
masters,
been
hunt
told.
lords. And this is the hunting house, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Perhaps we should. Okay, how about. Perhaps we should leave for the night, and we do come back in the morning, even though we've made our delivery. But maybe we go back, explain that we had maybe come to him under false pretenses, and we had listened to the rumours of the town and heard that he was not a good person. But from everything that we've seen, he seems quite reasonable, and maybe we should ask him why the people of the town think this of him, and why the people of the town are so scared at night, and if he has any inflections on that.
I mean, I don't often say this, but I kind of agree with the big blue oaf here.
Well, I've got an idea. Why don't you guys get up on the roof, ready to go, and I can stand. Cause presumably, he's not going to stand staring at this door forever. You guys get ready to, if I have to leave in a hurry, and I can just observe him for like 10, 20 minutes and just see what he's doing, see if I notice anything suspicious.
I mean, from the bearings of what you've told us, it sounds like he's relatively close to those other outside doors anyway. Perhaps I could go outside, knock on those doors, and draw his attention away from whatever he's looking at.
I guess it depends how much we want to investigate more in this house, or whether we just want to make our way back to the inn, I suppose.
I mean, if he's just standing looking at something, if he's maybe, I've got the impression that maybe he's some kind of a servant to some kind of baddies, that he's forced into servitude, maybe for some undead or something of that ilk.
I wonder if we've been misled, though. I don't know. We trusted Gelrin. Should we not, by extension, trust those he does dealings with?
I mean, he sold Krill a suit of armour. I don't think he necessarily. I think all Gelrin's bothered about is that people can pay for what they want.
I don't think he necessarily has the a list of achievements of the people he sells to. I mean, how many shopkeepers do that?
Yeah, it's not like an opposite of checker trade, is there?
No.
I'm going to just say, you guys figure stuff out while you're figuring it out. I'm going to mirror under the door again and just keep an eye on him. If only to see if he moves anywhere, because we never know. He might come out this way and spot us, so I can at least give you the heads up if he's making his way this way.
I still feel like you should go to those double doors at the end, just to get a bit more of a lay of the land at least.
How about I just walk in with a short sword in my hand and say, "I'm sorry, I forgot to give you this." And I'll walk in. I'll say, "I also had this to deliver to one of your neighbours, but they're not in.
Can you take it
Can you take it for them, please?"
Just hold it out.
Just
hold
brazenly walk into the room and walk straight over to him and see what's going on.
Can you just hold it up and I'll do a quick sketch of you holding it, just for my records?
Yeah. And I
kind of like that idea.
I can absolutely bluster it out.
I mean, you could go back and knock on the front door and get him to go that way, and then keep him busy, keep him talking, while I go into this room and check what he was.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Right. I think. Right. So, Dabov, you're going to stay here. How are you going to get out if you need to?
I mean, do you want me to knock on? I could stay in the room, and then if he needs to get out, he can just come out, and I can fly him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ferry, maybe me and Green and Blue out.
Well, you need to remove the removable rod as well, right? Because he's going to come out of those doors.
Presumably, I took that away when I.
I'm not convinced he is.
Sorry, Dabov, did you look again under the door or not?
Yeah, I had a quick peek.
He wasn't in the room. When you looked a second time, he wasn't in the room. The doors were still, from what you could see, the doors were still open
at the bottom of the room, the south.
Yeah, you can't see enough from your angle and everything. You can't see what's in that bottom room.
Let's just say screw it. Let's just go in. Let's get Dweezil to go in there with his neighbour routine.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, fuck it, yeah. Go on.
This is brilliant.
Yeah, I'm not going to get a short sword out of the thing because I don't actually need it to be a disposable weapon. I'll just have it as I'll just be holding my +1 rapier. She's not having it anyway.
Dweez HL.
Yeah. Try to think of more puns.
Do we want to try and sneak into this room, and then if we get caught, fall back on that story?
Yeah. Good idea.
Because there's no point just walking in going, a sword.
I love the idea that you've just gone from, oh, sorry, yeah. This is your house. Oh, sorry, I've got more parcels for you.
This isn't the hotel.
This isn't where I park my car.
Don't even have a car.
Okay.
There's such thing as cars.
So what are you doing?
I reckon me and Dweezil sneak into this room.
Yeah.
And then if we get caught, Dweezil can talk our way out of it.
Yeah.
And say, we're delivering the sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ready?
Yep, you get the one door, I'll get the other, because it looks like quite a big door. So I'm assuming it's 2. We're in.
Opposite. We're in. Right. Can we see anything?
So the door's open. So is it just you two?
Yeah.
Okay.
I reckon the others should maybe stack up behind.
The door.
Out of sight, but like the other side of the
In the
door
corridor, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
in preparation.
The secret word is still fight.
Acknowledged.
You walk into the room, and now that you obviously not got the now that you've not got the unobstructed view of looking under a door through a mirror, you get to see a bit more of this room, and you get a sense that as you walk, as you're looking around, you get a sense that in its heyday, this would have been quite a fine receiving room. This would have been a great place for guests to come and sample their dinners and all that sort of stuff. As you're now in, you also see that up in this top corner, obscured somewhat by the bear, there is a chest, and you can now see a little bit more down to the bottom of the room. You see the doors are open. They're open into the next room. You can see the dwarf, which, if you both give me a perception, please.
17.
22.
Yeah, you can definitely Dweezil can definitely make out that this is the same person that you saw before, Amrath. And you can just see beyond Amrath some additional bodies, some additional people.
Alive?
You can see additional people.
Stood up? Laid down?
Stood up, sorry, yeah. Sorry, I apologise that wasn't implied. He is in there with other people talking or doing something. You can't see how many, but you can definitely see that there's more than one other person in there with him.
I'm going to, say to Dweezil,
Let's do something stupid, Dabov.
Dabov just looks to him with a grin and kind of shrugs and says, yeah, fuck it.
It'll be a laugh, won't it?
Yeah, it'll be an adventure.
Shall we do it by ourselves, or shall I shout fight really loudly?
I reckon we try and get a little bit closer, find out exactly what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And then, fight when we have to.
Okay. I run into the centre of the room and jump onto the table. No, I don't. I don't do that. But yeah, I'm feeling like I'm not particularly. Let's just walk into the room and see what we can see as we get closer.
Are you doing this stealthily, or are you doing it?
I've
going
become.
to.
Oh, yeah. I'm better then, I suppose, if he is.
What are you doing? You're doing it stealthily.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get then 2 stealth rolls, please?
It is an unnatural 20.
That is once again a 6.
A 6. Dabov does a fantastic job of getting halfway down the room. Dweezil, unfortunately, does not do as good a job. And as he's walking past, he just part of his maybe a hanging weapon or something like that just clanks against one of the chairs.
At the moment that happens, Dweezil thinks, "Oh well, in for a penny, in for a pound," and I do jump up onto the table.
So you jump up onto the table.
If I'm not stealthy, I might as well stand on the table.
Absolutely, Amrath. You see Amrath turn round to you, and then behind him, you just hear.
Thank you so much for listening to Dice and Desire. If you were...
Hello.
Quinch, what are you doing here?
I thought I'd help out with the promo.
No, Quint, no, come on. You're just going to talk about random place names that don't exist.
No, I wasn't. I was going to talk to you about my adventures in Valaquanth, the very best that the Tendering Meadows has to offer.
God, if you have to be here, at least read this out.
Okay, what have we got here? Leave us a review on Apple or Podchaser.
Oh, yeah, it was fine. It's pronounced Apple, but that was fine. Now read this bit.
You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Just search Dice and Desire.
I'm actually very surprised that was all pronounced correctly. Thanks, Quinch. Thank you guys for listening. Do exactly as Quinch said and help us out in those various ways. And we look forward to sharing another episode with you very soon.
We're going to give it another go. It's a bit more zing. A bit of zing. Zing. Yeah. Ready? Hello. With a hello. No.
Hello.
Wait till I get through the whole thing. Ready? Hello with a billowing hilltop.
Hello.
Oh dear, waiting to get through the whole thing. No, I mean...
I thought that was the whole thing.
The whole thing is hello, we're the Billowing Hilltop. Okay. That's the whole thing. Yeah?
Okay. I was right.
That pretty much sums up the show. But if you want to find out any more, you can visit us at www.billowinghilltop. Is it com? Does anybody know?
.org.
Is it?
It's .com.
What do we do? What do we play?
There's monsters.
Does anybody remember?
Walking around.
I don't know.
And, yeah.
We will be delighted if you were to join us around our table as we play Dungeons. Is it 5th edition? Hello?
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah. Yes. We play Dungeons and Dragons.
Sorry, that was me.
What was that noise in the background? There will be noises in the background as we play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition through the classic Paizo adventure path, The Age of Worms. You can expect this. No! Quite a bit of this.
I'm completely lost.
This. This.
I've got a bugbear in my underpants.
And one of these.
Oh dear.
We're on Apple Podcasts, and we're on Spotify, and we're on TuneIn, and you can find us on Twitter, and you can find us on Facebook. And we hope you join us. Thanks very much.